Home to me is a sense of belonging.
Home to me is where you feel loved by the people around you.
Home is like where I feel safe and comfortable and like have a lot of warm and happy memories.
I was born in Launceston, Tasmania.
I was born in Launceston, Tasmania.
I was born in Werribee here in Melbourne, but I spent most of my time growing up in Launceston.
My name is Madeline Kelly and I go to Melbourne Uni and I'm studying Geography and International Politics.
I'm Laura and I go to Foundry.
My name is Ashley Brooke Pashik and I'm attending Monash University.
The initial move, it was everything. It was so many emotions. I was excited, I was nervous. I think I was more excited than nervous, really.
Quite daunting, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been on my own ever before, so it was quite scary. But once I'd settled in and met quite a number of people in my hall, it was like one of the most exciting things I've probably ever done.
I have thought about moving. I was going to move to Melbourne to study interior design, but then some things happened and that didn't turn out, so I'm studying interior design here in Launceston.
Well, obviously the key difference is the distance, but otherwise you're a lot closer to nature down in Launceston. The beach is so close, you can almost touch it. And I know you're surrounded by trees and there's not big buildings and you know everyone, and you can, like, even if you don't know them, you would have seen them before in Launceston, and you get that kind of small community vibe, whereas in Melbourne, if you run into someone in the city, you're never going to see them again, really. And there's huge buildings, and it's very overwhelming and daunting and scary, but I think I'm starting to actually appreciate that now, really, because it's like, oh, okay, I might like that.
Yes, it's a lot busier. The buildings are a lot more taller and a lot bigger, and there's quite a few more people. I also feel like they are more accepting of you here, because Launceston can be a little bit closed off, I've always felt.
I love the architecture of Melbourne and like just all of the tree-lined streets. It's just pretty and picturesque. And the thing I like least about Melbourne is probably the pollution.
So I have been in Melbourne for about 1.5 years now, almost. And I definitely feel that I'm finally starting to settle in now. It's definitely been a long process though, because you have to get over that initial, like, you feel a bit lost almost, because you don't know this place, you don't know anyone here, you're just a bit like, oh my gosh, I'm not used to the big city at all. Definitely my family and my friends have been the #1 help in settling. I think I would have almost died, really, of loneliness if I didn't have them.
It's been about 6 months now, I think, and I definitely feel like I've settled in, and I feel like I've made a little home for myself now.
Eventually I'd like to move to Melbourne, maybe in a couple of years once I've finished my degree.
I definitely do. I think home is legitimately where the heart is, and so I feel like my multiple homes they got my family home with where my family is and my home here now, and I would say probably my family home probably always be a little bit more of my home, because that's where I grew up and like I have so many more memories and roots there.
And that idea of being attached to multiple places, I definitely feel you can feel that, but I think it's entirely dependent on the person, really, whether or not they feel more connected to one space than another. I mean, I feel equally connected to Tomahawk now that I would feel connected to Preston. But I think definitely if you've grown up there and you've spent more time there and perhaps you have a little bit more connection to one specific place, you might feel that, but now my love is spread equally.
Yeah, I do feel like you can have multiple homes. Like you can have your current home, like the place that you live, and then you can have like the place from your childhood or somewhere that makes you feel safe, and that's like the idea of home.
The thing I miss the most is definitely my family and my home life that I had there, especially with my pets, as I don't really get to see them much anymore.
Hanging out with friends, it'd be a lot easier to see everyone because everyone would be so close. I had I had my house in town, so everyone would be a walk away. School was a walk away. I'd only have to walk about 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, just the closeness.
Most about Launceston is clean the areas and how just sort of pristine in a way, like it hasn't been touched. And the thing I like least about Launceston is the lack of people. My friends, like all of my friends have moved, so there's not really anyone here to talk to.
Probably least would be probably the feeling that I didn't really know anyone that was my age outside my friendship group at school.
No, I can't even think of anything. I loved growing up in Launceston, and Tomahawk was the best experience, so I can't say anything yet.
Ah, yes, the original three. We're three people who all have a mother named Linda, and we all found each other when we were very young, and we just came together, and it stuck like that through all of these years. They're probably two of my bestest friends ever. Now we're still just as close as we've ever been, even though there's like quite a bit of distance between us now.
Difficult. It is really sad and hard a lot of the time, but the technology like helps that in a lot of ways. Like we get to talk all day, every day, basically catch up with whatever's going on pretty much immediately.
Whenever we get back together, it's like we just spoke yesterday.
So good, but like it's really hard to keep a conversation because we all want to talk about everything because we don't see each other like all together very often. So we're all just like piling conversations on top of conversations and all talking at once. But it's so good, like it's just childhood basically every time we meet up.
So Ashley and Laura are my bestest and oldest friends. Basically, as soon as Ashley moved to Tasmania, we came together and we were just tight for so many years, and they've just been always there. They're like my sisters, pretty much. And yeah, we've all just kind of separated and gone our different ways, but we've always maintained that connection. And we've always just been the original three.